favorite color is emerald green and gold because they are very bold and they let me express myself freely.
I feel more comfortable with black. You know, it's my skin too. So I just love black.
My favorite color is blue, mainly because it's a very calm color.
My favorite colors are like of different varieties of pink and green.
My favorite color is white because it is a symbolism of purity and it gives me hope in my darkest days.
My favorite color is turquoise because it makes me feel like all my problems have dispersed into nothingness. And I am truly calm when I look at my favorite color.
I've always loved green. It makes me calm. It makes me extremely happy. So I'm definitely loopy about color. Since my first encounter with it, learning about color, I was absolutely mesmerized and amazed. I've studied color therapy. You can also a communication specialist. So I love languages and I see color as a language. So different colors have different meanings and this is where the magic comes in. So when you know the hidden meanings of colors, you can then use it to interpret people's stuff. A consultation would work like this. I present them 18 colors in different colored bottles. I ask people to choose 7 of those colors. We put it in a specific matrix and then I interpret or translate those colors. So it's a gentle way of healing. It's not in your face and it brings you closer to yourself. And I believe it inspires, it encourages, it calms you down. It brings so much joy into your life. And I'm actually on a mission just to bring that joy and that colorfulness and that playfulness into people's lives with color. I find that people don't really look, they don't experience color, they don't feel it. We just go about our day and not noticing everything. So once you stop and stare at the beauty of color around you, you can immediately feel how it lifts your spirit. When I show someone the beauty of color, it is like they light up, and that brings me a lot of joy. When I can see they get it, and they understand it, and they want to do something with it.
Color is about making spaces bigger, smaller, happier, sadder, and that's the thing about color. Use a brighter color and it becomes a bigger room. Use a darker color and it becomes a smaller room. So the use of color is so important in our psychology. Everything we do at Plascon is all about people. And it's in our tagline, together we got this. It's all about the people and creating products for the people. All of our CSI initiatives have been through education. The National School of the Arts, or the NSA, has been quite a fundamental partnership for us in that they are all about arts, it's all about culture.
The National School of the Arts has actually been around for about 50 years. What makes our school exceptional is that we are a multicultural, diverse community that celebrates difference. Our art is able to tell a very authentic, true and honest story. We received a wonderful email from Plascon early in 2021, wanting to form a relationship with us, to actually be a fundamental change maker in our space, seeing the inherent value in our school and the power in the brand association with Plascon.
We assisted the NSA with putting up signage for them. I mean, the school had very dilapidated signage. You couldn't see what they were. It was literally just a building in Joburg. So we assisted them to showcase the logo of the NSA, but also showing that it's powered by Plascon. A couple of the other items we tried to assist with was renovating some of their rooms. The RSL committee has a room which has been parked for many, many years because they don't have the budgets for it. We assisted them to paint the room, going from a dull face brick room to painting the face brick to bring brighter colors to the room.
What is also important is that they see us as a voice of activism for some social causes. It was a wonderful opportunity just to shift the narrative a bit. We had an empty space in our foyer where we love having installations. And here was an opportunity to work with the learners to say, let's create something beautiful, whimsical, light-spirited. It's got lovely colors, and Plascon was able to bring to us the paint lids and the paint.
We chose mostly primary colors, blue, green, red, and so forth, because, well, green is not a primary color. We chose them mostly because they are colors that a lot of people are used to. You know, you see it and you are able to easily recognize it, and you kind of remember some things. And just to show that emotions aren't always constant. You're always feeling something new. It's like a whole cycle, and I feel like the colors we chose, they really make that pop.
We have two beautiful murals that were designed by former learners of the school that were put up to celebrate Youth Day.
So the partnership was to work with the NSA and Newtown Junction. So it was a three-way alliance to beautify the area.
My name is Naledi Maleko. I graduated from the National School of the Arts in 2017. The one thing I loved about being a student here was the freedom for starters. We were allowed to be ourselves. We were allowed to be artists. We were allowed to embrace ourselves. The artwork that was chosen by Plascon, that is displayed by Newtown Junction, was basically aimed at embracing, hence the vibrant colors, hence trying to depict the cultures of, South Africa as an entire whole, even though it's just specifically the Ndebele doll and the Zulu beads. I do use my art as an expression of heritage, as an expression of how I feel in response to any issue that we face.
Culture and heritage can be represented through art. I think starts off with the creative or the artist that creates the work, because the artist has their own culture and their own heritage. So the works that they do, the images that they use, the mediums that they use. One of the things that was interesting about the work that the students made was that it was a conversation starter. That how does one create an art piece or mural that interacts with the space, and start off a conversation of something being serious and yet playful.
So when I received the news that my mural was chosen, it didn't hit me immediately. And when we arrived at Newtown, I was like, I literally turned back and cried. It just hit me in my face, literally, from the entrance. The role that murals play in urban regeneration is the fact that apart from making it nicer, apart from making it much more welcoming, vibrant, it actually also educates and changes people's perceptions. For example, graffiti, back in the day it was seen as vandalism. So people have changed the perception about graffiti. Now it's no longer vandalism, now it's a work of art, because people communicate certain political ideas or political views through murals.
So in Newtown Junction, there's the pillars where a lot of graffiti artists actually have created images. It's a form of social commentary because it's easy to shock someone with something on a large scale that everyone can see. It's like a protest, because normally with graffiti you would tag something as you rebelling against what society deems normal. The works there bring a sense of a place where people can create the artworks, create the graffiti without it being seen as defacing the city, but as a conversation.
So Plascon is not only passionate about people, but we're also very passionate about the environment. We have things like recycled packaging. We also have this fantastic product which is formulated to purify the air in your home.
Inside air is up to 5 times more polluted than outside air. The new innovation that we've introduced recently is the Formaldehyde abatement technology. The way the technology works is that we have put an active in that formulation that is able to react with formaldehyde and convert it from a harmful gas to a harmless gas. Formaldehyde is not a desirable gas in the living areas, and it causes what they call sick building syndrome. So by introducing this technology, we are contributing to cleaning the atmosphere and reducing the undesirable effects of formaldehyde to people in the living areas.
Everything we do is different. It's not just about selling paint, it's about selling a lifestyle. My favorite color, and it's quite a weird one, it's black. I've always enjoyed black as a color because it's in the background, so anything in front of it actually pops.
My favorite color would be pink. Pink is a very neutral color for me, and pink has always been seen as a feminine color, but pink has so much room to play.
We are very proud of what we've achieved with Plascon thus far. We have maverick creativity in our space, And it is such a privilege to just see these young artists blooming and blossoming and owning their creative voice. And when you think of the future, I get quite emotional when I just think of these learners and the impact that they're going to make on our society.
My advice to young South African artists is be passionate, love what you're doing, never give up. If you fail once, be prepared to fail 10,000 times more, but always remain passionate.
The one advice I would give to young artists in South Africa is do not stop. Just don't stop. It gets frustrating, but at the end of the day, it is up to you.
My advice for other students like myself would be, don't be afraid to express yourself. Don't be afraid to show it in your work. Be bold, try something new. It really does help, and you are able to then find your place.
When I'm waking up in the morning, coming here at college, I'm feeling very excited. I'm studying engineering fabrication. My favorite subject is mathematics and applied engineering technology. No one in my family has studied at the tertiary institution. I was the first. When I get into a class, I'm always very calm and happy, always showing that interest that I need.
Tsepo's story at the Mashishing College, it gives meaning to the investment that we're making in the areas around our operations. The fact that we've created the facility enables him to position himself now to become potentially an artisan and even an engineer.
We are very happy with Glencoe. They invested about ±7 million into this state-of-the-art campus. Currently, we've got 904 students. The college is offering a range of engineering-related subjects and also business-related subjects. But with vocational studies, about 70% has to be practical. If you look at my right side here, there are these new classes that they've now recently built. They contributed here about ±5.5 million. They've sponsored some of the students that cannot continue to pay on their own, and they also take them for the work opportunities.
The doggedness, determination and diligence of the students and the staff here really inspired us to decide on making the next investment in these new classrooms.
Indeed, and it's going to assist us more going forward because we want to prioritize now agriculture and also hospitality and tourism. Next year we'll have 1,800 students if we introduce these programs. If you look at the economic drivers here, it's mining. Therefore, immediately when students register here, they are thinking about their mines.
I would like to work on the surface mining, a plant manager or an engineer. My dream since I was in grade 10, it was metallurgical engineering. If I will pass all the 7 subjects, then I will go to enroll at the varsity. I prepare every lesson for every subject. My mind always motivates me every day.
Ja, sy doen goed want ek sien dis die papier as sy kom by my. Sy kom maar, ek het met so gekry. Ek voel lekker. Ek lag en my hart is so bewe wat as my kind sy so bewys vir my.
With Tsepo, you have got a very focused young man who every time you engage with him, you get so positive.
I also went to a technical college, and I'm very proud of that.
So if you can complete and pass all your 7 subjects, surely chances of getting a job are very, very high. Yeah. The National Development Plan of the government indicate that as a country, we have got a target of producing 30,000 artisans by 2030. So we are on track and we are on course as a campus to make a contribution there.
I'm studying fitting and machining. It falls under mechanical engineering. I love that it takes all my focus and it builds me, I would say.
Tebogo Mabelani is bridging the divide between male and females in the traditional engineering disciplines. I'm convinced that the drive that she has, she may end up even owning her own engineering company.
I would be a cashier or a cleaner or something if I didn't have had this opportunity. My dream is to inspire and show every woman out there that we can all do every job.
Our investments are first and foremost informed by what we hear from the community. We make investments in enterprise and supplier development where we incubate local entrepreneurs to become business partners of our operations. And there we provide free access to the internet, to printing facilities. There's training that is conducted.
I'm having challenges with the Musafo Trading's business because it's a business that I've inherited from my husband. He sadly passed away last year. We do plant maintenance, which is not my field of work. So I decided to come to the hub and find out how they can assist me to make sure that the business remains sustainable.
The role of the hub in terms of enterprise and supply development is to assist small businesses to increase their operational and financial capacity. Getting a mentor that's going to work with you, especially a technical mentor who understands the sector, that is something that we want to dedicate to you. I sit down with the business analyst and then we come up with more interventions. What you would have now is a needs analysis and a development plan, which is a joint intervention between Glencore and us, Arohapele Capital, is the people that are running the hubs on behalf of Glencore. We have a large network of partners, including government agencies as well, so that we can create an ecosystem where they can get access to tools and information.
The other business that I'm running at Glencore Lion Smelter is Femi Power Supply. It's a female-owned company where we're collecting samples from the plant and delivering them to the lab. I do the driving, the supervision, the management. I was just enrolled for a training program where a group of SMMEs, we received training on finance, on marketing, on how to run the businesses.
There is a large demand for mining companies to be involved in community issues. So if you're looking at the mining charter, as part of their mining licensing, they have to do those initiatives. The hub is Glencore's way of executing their transformation vision.
It's quite beneficial having it around here with a community where most young people want to get into business, and it has improved our quality of living in a way that we can afford to pay school fees for the kids, we can afford to buy new assets for the business and for ourselves as well.
In 2009, Glencore Alloys decided to construct a mining supply park at the cost of 100 million rand here in Steelpoort, because there's an absence of a local infrastructure and to lower the barriers to entry for local entrepreneurs, specifically black women-owned companies. One of the examples that we are very, very proud of was funded by Glencore at the cost of 6 million rand, and they will now do the sewing and the supply of overalls and other protective equipment. The Bakwena Bamagopa Traditional Council and the community, they are a 27% shareholder in the Rowan Vanadium mine and smelter. They've got an investment oversight to make sure that their investment flows through into the community.
The old clinic, it was smaller than this new one. It was having 2 consultations rooms. So the day the doctor is there, it means it will be only 1 consultation room working.
When it rains, in the morning, the roof were leaking. So we will start by cleaning out the water before we work. A lot of drugs were not available due to the fact that we were not having enough storage for medications.
We were approached by the local traditional authority and by the Hosi to explain to us that there's a dire need to replace the old dilapidated asbestos structure. So in 2017, we decided to make an investment of 30 million rand.
Robin Mine is the one who built this clinic, and it handed it to Northwest Province on the 22nd of July 2020. The department is only concentrating on the personnel, staff allocations, drug availability, but with maintenance of infrastructure is done by the mine. We will be seeing 2,500 patients to 5,000 patients in a month. And each sister usually should be seeing plus or minus 30, 40 patients per day.
We are clinicing every month because it's a chronic. And then bana bataya ni ento kodi clinic.
With the new clinic, the pregnant women, they have their side, the children have their own place. We also have an emergency, which is well structured with all the equipment. It is wonderful to work with a pregnant woman. You know, you need to be patient, you need to understand them. If we need a psychologist, the dietitian, they also come, and also the psychiatrist comes. Teamwork, good service, healthy patient.
Working with patients, it needs somebody with a very big heart, who is dedicated to what he's doing.
The mine utsere karolo e kgolo thata because o ragetse clinic ko ntla sports ground o releditse dilo tse dintsi thata mo bokwenang e leng go tlisetsa bana ba rona mebereko.
Whether it's in healthcare, education, or local infrastructure development, it brings a significant quality of life to our communities.
For me, this environment where I'm working in this 2022 is really making me feel that what I'm called for by God and what I wanted when I was a child is really what I'm seeing right now. It's not a dream, it's a reality.